Spending 8 hours in bed but waking up completely mentally foggy is not a caffeine deficiency, and it is not a sleep disorder. It is a mechanical failure within the brain's internal data storage system. The cognitive fog you feel is a massive accumulation of unsaved data. Sleep is not just rest, it is an active mechanical background process. This specific system failure is known as the sleep glitch. Here is the exact architecture required to fix your corrupted hard drive. To fix the fog, the mechanical purpose of sleep must be understood. During the day, the brain stores information in temporary, highly volatile RAM. Every email, every conversation, and every spreadsheet is held in this temporary buffer. By the evening, this temporary storage buffer reaches its absolute maximum capacity. Deep sleep is the required defragmentation cycle that transfers this data permanently. It is the exact biological equivalent of hitting save on a document. If the defragmentation cycle is interrupted, the data transfer completely fails. The system wakes up the next morning with its RAM still completely full. This forces the processor to run on zero available bandwidth, causing instant fatigue. The next layer of the glitch is the open tabs. Every unresolved issue from the workday remains actively running in the background. Lying in bed while thinking about an email keeps the processor engaged. This prevents the system from cooling down to the required sleep temperature. Active background processing physically blocks the defragmentation cycle from ever starting. You must manually close the background applications before the system can power down. The physical mechanism preventing the system shutdown is a chemical called cortisol. Cortisol is the system's emergency override, designed for immediate physical threats. Checking a late-night work email triggers the exact same emergency biological alarm. The body literally locks the save button behind a firewall. This is why you feel physically exhausted but mentally wired and anxious. Artificial blue light from screens tricks the hardware into believing it is morning. Fixing the sleep glitch requires a strict forced hardware reboot protocol. You cannot simply tell an overloaded processor to stop processing data. The unsaved files must be manually extracted from the temporary buffer. Step 1 requires a physical piece of paper and a black pen. Write down every single uncompleted task and unresolved daily corporate anxiety. This physical action literally transfers data out of your volatile RAM. The biological motherboard registers the paper as an external hard drive. Once written down, the brain immediately closes the open processing loop. Step 2 is executing a hard digital disconnect before you sleep. You must pull the plug exactly 60 minutes before entering bed. Artificial blue light from a screen mimics the exact frequency of sunrise. This frequency tricks the internal hardware into believing morning has just arrived. Remove the device from the bedroom entirely to eliminate the light trap. Step 3 requires aggressively lowering the ambient temperature of your hardware. The brain physically cannot initiate deep sleep without a core temperature drop. Dropping the room to exactly 18 degrees forces the system cooldown. This rapid physical cooldown signals the motherboard that it is fully safe. The Cortisol Firewall drops, and the automated shutdown sequence finally begins. When this mechanical architecture is respected, the defragmentation cycle runs uninterrupted. The chaotic, unsaved files of the day are finally processed and repaired. The data is securely written to the permanent hard drive overnight. The brain wakes up the next morning with a completely cleared cache. The cognitive fog is eliminated because the RAM buffer is completely empty. Chronic exhaustion is permanently engineered out of your daily operating system. Clear the temporary RAM, run the defragmentation cycle, and save data. Fix the hardware glitch and reclaim your cognitive baseline.